What if I told you that unseen forces shape conflicts worldwide? Proxy wars create chaos, while major powers pull strings. Let's dive into the complex situation in the Middle East, focusing on Yemen, Syria, and Lebanon. The Middle East's landscape of proxy warfare has been fundamentally reshaped in 2026 by a direct, US-led conflict with Iran. As a major report from the National Interest notes, the collapse of Iran's regional influence in 2025 has opened up a new spectrum of potential conflicts in Syria, Yemen, and Lebanon that will define 2026. In this environment, Yemen, Syria, and Lebanon have each become critical stages for this broader struggle, with local dynamics being reshaped by the direct war between Israel, the United States, and Iran. 1. Yemen. The Houthi wildcard. The Houthi role in Iran's axis of resistance. Since seizing Sana'a in 2014, Yemen's Iran-backed Houthi rebels have become a key component of Tehran's regional strategy. As Iran's axis of resistance across the region, which includes groups in Gaza, Syria, Lebanon, and Iraq, the Houthis have received weapons and missile technology from Tehran. Strategic hesitation in 2026. Despite being part of Iran's proxy network, the Houthis initially remained on the sidelines when the US-Israeli war on Iran began. Analysts pointed to several factors explaining this caution. Fears of leadership assassinations, internal divisions within Yemen, uncertainties over weapons supplies. Iran's new supreme leader, Ayatollah Mojtaba Khamenei, had suggested opening new fronts, indicating the Houthis could become involved. As a senior analyst at the International Crisis Group noted, from Tehran's perspective, the Houthis have proven themselves to be a capable and effective front, able to generate real pressure. Saudi Arabia's delicate balancing act. Saudi Arabia actively worked to keep the Houthis out of the conflict, preserving diplomacy while Washington and Israel sought to avoid provoking the group. One U.S. official told the Wall Street Journal that keeping the Yemeni group out of the war was critical, because Houthi involvement really raises the stakes. It pulls the Suez Canal and the Egyptians in. It brings Saudi further in. The Houthis finally enter the fray. On March 28, 2026, after a month of threats, the Houthis finally entered the conflict by firing 2 missiles toward Israel. Houthi leader Abdulmalik Houthi declared, "We affirm our support for the Islamic Republic of Iran," and said the group was ready for any potential military escalation. A member of the Houthi Politburo added, "We are watching the situation closely, and our finger is on the trigger," suggesting Yemen's involvement was only a matter of time. Implications of Houthi involvement. Their entry into the war could have devastating consequences. Threaten shipping in the Red Sea, a major alternative corridor to the Persian Gulf. Disrupt energy supplies and global trade routes. Potentially draw Saudi Arabia and Egypt further into the conflict. Syria. A post-Assad powder keg, the fragmented battlefield. Since the ousting of Bashar al-Assad in December 2024, Syria has entered a new phase of fragmentation. Over the past decade, the country became a stage for competing foreign powers, with Russia and Iran backing the Assad government, while the US and allies aligned with opposition groups. As of 2026, 4 countries maintained significant military presence, collectively controlling 801 bases and outposts, according to Geopolitics Center for Studies data. New dynamics in a post-Assad era. With Assad's fall, Iran and Hezbollah's withdrawal, and Russia's uncertain future military presence, new dynamics have emerged. Saudi Arabia and the UAE are taking steps to counterbalance the growing power of Hayat Tahrir al-Sham, HTS, viewing recent developments as both a threat and opportunity. Proxy alignments in 2026. The proxy alignments in Syria reflect competing international agendas. Turkey supports the dominant militant faction, HTS, a UN-designated terrorist organization. The United States backs the Kurdish-led Syrian Democratic Forces, SDF. Russia seeks to restrict Turkey's presence while maintaining influence. Saudi Arabia and the UAE aim to counterbalance political Islam. The Kurdish dimension. Turkey's strategic goals focus particularly on curbing Kurdish territorial ambitions, viewing the PKK, designated a terrorist organization by Ankara, the US, and EU, as a primary threat. Fighting has escalated between Turkish-backed forces and US-supported Kurdish militants, with recent clashes intensifying around Ain al-Arab, Kobani. Israel's northern strategy. Israel has taken advantage of the post-Assad vacuum, controlling swathes of southern Syria and conducting raids into the country. The United States has been backing talks between Israel and Syria to create a mechanism for understanding, though this likely won't mean normalization. Syria as a proxy battlefield in 2026. Syria continues to serve as a proxy war stage where allies give both sides enough to survive but not prevail, perpetuating conflict with Syrians as primary victims. The country is now scene of a power play, proxy wars, establishing dominance in the region, and trials of new weapons. As Wikipedia documents, the 2026 strikes on Syria occurred within the broader context of the Iran war, with the first strikes targeting Hezbollah positions and the Syrian army. 3. Lebanon, the primary battlefront. Hezbollah's central role in the 2026 war. Hezbollah, founded by Iran's Revolutionary Guards in 1982, remains the spearhead of Iran's regional alliance of armed actors. After the killing of Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei, Hezbollah opened fire on Israel on March 2nd, triggering an Israeli air and ground campaign in Lebanon. Within less than 48 hours of the US-Israeli strikes on Iran, Hezbollah fired 6 rockets into northern Israel, devastating human toll. The consequences for Lebanon have been catastrophic. More than 800,000 people displaced across Lebanon. Around 700 people reportedly killed since March 2nd, including many children. Shelters in Beirut, overcrowded and undersupplied, with families sleeping in school corridors and on beaches. This occurring in a country where more than 80% of the population was already living in poverty. As Lebanese Prime Minister Nawaf Salam put it, "Our country has been drawn into a devastating war that we did not seek and did not choose." Israel's military campaign. Israel has unleashed successive waves of strikes across Lebanon, targeting senior Hezbollah operatives, command infrastructure, weapons depots, missile launchers, and military training facilities. The IDF has issued dozens of evacuation warnings, displacing hundreds of thousands of Lebanese civilians northward past the Litani River. Israeli forces have advanced more than 1 kilometer deeper into Lebanese territory, calling the push a forward defense buffer zone. Diplomatic impasse. Hezbollah chief Naim Qassem has rejected any possibility of negotiation with Israel, stating that it would mean surrender for Lebanon. Hezbollah's response to reports of potential talks came as the group said, "When negotiations with the Israeli enemy are proposed under fire, this is an imposition of surrender." Iran has demanded that Lebanon be included in any ceasefire agreement, telling intermediaries that any deal must stop Israel's attacks on Hezbollah. Meanwhile, the United States has demanded that Iran not support any armed group in the region, and that Hezbollah be disarmed. Lebanon's internal crisis. The Lebanese government has slammed Hezbollah for dragging the country into the war, and has urged Israel to conduct negotiations. Lebanon's foreign ministry declared the appointed Iranian ambassador persona non grata, while Hezbollah and other leading Shiite Muslim figures condemned the move. Reports suggest Lebanese Justice Minister Adel Nassar is considering legal action against Hezbollah's leader. The broader regional context. The 2026 conflict represents a fundamental shift in Middle Eastern dynamics. Iranian strikes on targets in Gulf countries have disrupted a delicate balance that had prevailed in the region. For decades, competition between Gulf states and Iran had played out through proxy conflicts, political standoffs, and diplomatic measures. The latest strikes have changed that pattern, with Iran signaling willingness to bring confrontation closer to the region's core economic centers. The Gulf states face a difficult dilemma: respond too weakly to Iranian attacks and invite further aggression, or respond too strongly and risk widening the conflict. Saudi Arabia and the UAE are reportedly inching toward collaborating with US and Israeli forces following persistent Iranian attacks that have disrupted their economies. Saudi Arabia has agreed to let American forces use King Fahd Air Base, and the UAE is cracking down on Iranian-owned assets. The involvement of proxy forces across Lebanon, Iraq, Syria, and Yemen has caused the situation to spiral rapidly, opening multiple fronts and increasing the risk of miscalculations. As one analyst warned, history shows that once multiple actors and proxies are involved, wars in this region become far harder to contain. The conflict can evolve from a bilateral confrontation into a wider regional security crisis. Looking ahead, as 2026 progresses, several key questions will determine the trajectory of these proxy conflicts. Yemen. Will the Houthis expand their campaign beyond symbolic strikes, potentially targeting Saudi Arabia and UAE interests, and drawing Gulf states further into the war? Syria. Can the fragile post-Assad framework hold, or will renewed fighting between Turkish-backed and US-backed forces escalate into a wider confrontation, further destabilizing the country? Lebanon. Will diplomatic efforts succeed in halting the devastating conflict, or will Israel's military campaign continue to decimate Hezbollah's capabilities while exacting a horrific toll on Lebanese civilians? As one Middle Eastern observer wrote, "The war that was supposed to be somebody else's fight has arrived at our doorstep, and, as often happens, the people paying the highest price are those who never had a say in starting it." This is the tragedy of proxy warfare in the Middle East, a tragedy that in 2026 has reached new heights of devastation and complexity. If you found this information enlightening, subscribe for more insights. Explore the intricacies of global conflicts and their impact on our world. Your engagement fuels our quest for knowledge.